this is Gigi from PlantAction. I'm super excited to share with you a new product that we are adding to the website right now. I've been researching something that is kind of like an omelette because I miss eating it. Don't kill me vegans out there, but I miss the taste and the consistency of what an omelette would be like when I used to eat it, and I needed one more vehicle to put some veggies inside and something that had nutritional content and it was gourmet and kind of crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. I've stumbled upon a million recipes and I finally found one that was more like what I would like. Of course, I changed a few things just to make it my own, and I came up eventually with our own recipe here at PlantAction. It is called NOMelette, so no omelette, and at the same time we call it NOMelette because it's really nom-nom. The first size on the website, which is the equivalent of one omelette, so I'm going to call it NOMelette. That is the equivalent of 5 tablespoons, very exact tablespoons of the mixture. So I'm going to do 2, one for myself, one for the beau, because he likes it as well. I usually use this little, however you call the spiral thing that we get in those shake bottles. You can actually order this online separately. It really helps with shaking things better. So what I'm gonna do, since I have a larger portion, if you guys ever decide to go for something like a pound that we are gonna have available on the website. So you have 2 options. If you have a large one, I'm gonna do 5 exact tablespoons. The border of this helps a lot, right? Or you can use like a knife to really make it exact. Or if you have purchased just a ready container, you just get the container, tear it off like this, open it up. Can't get any easier than that, right? And just put it into the container. There you go. It already has salt, so it's seasoned. If you just want to add the milk, which is what we're going to do to it, it's already ready to be prepared. So it's a mix of Himalayan salt, the pink Himalayan salt and the black Himalayan salt, which is called Kala Namak. Anyway, but I like to make it nice and a little more gourmet. So I'm gonna add a couple of fresh herbs to it really quick. I have done it before when I didn't have any herbs, any fresh herbs, and I just added dried herbs and it was just as good. Add some of the veggies to the mixture, but if you don't have a true non-stick pan, it might be a little bit tricky. So I add just the herbs. If you would like something else, some garlic powder or onion powder, you can do it. You'll see the ingredients on the site and on the back of the package. But so it's already savory and it's kind of cheesy because I add something called nutritional yeast, which is a kind of yeast that's an inactive yeast that is actually grows in molasses, so it's not a real yeast. So if you have a yeast intolerance, you should be okay with it. I measured 100 milliliters of milk, which is the equivalent roughly of a half a cup. All the information is going to be on the website if you forget, but I have this little container that I always know where it goes to. I know exactly where it goes, so I just add it to the container. So you just close it nice and tight and then shake it up. You can also add it to a larger container, open container, if you have a whisk. So if you don't have this little thing, don't worry. Put it in a bowl, add the liquid to it, the plant-based or real milk of your choice, and then whisk it nicely just to make sure everything is mixed well. Make sure you have a non-stick pan. I cannot stress it enough. It is going to be really hard for you, especially with the garbanzo flour. It tends to really stick to things. So if you have a real non-stick pan, you will have like a really, really easy job. and then I'll teach you the second part of the video. Caramelize some onion with just a touch of maple syrup and balsamic vinegar, right babe? Is that what we did? Some Half Moon tomatoes. These are options of vegan cheeses that I really like. The Follow Your Heart smoked Gouda, it's really delicious. This is a very simple Trader Joe's soy-free cheese substitute, and this is my absolute favorite. I get a larger order and then I cut it into pieces and freeze it. This is Miyoko's brand. I love Miyoko's everything. I just tried her butter and is pretty amazing. Okay, so this is the second part of the video where we're going to show you how the magic happens. So we've already have all the vegetables cut. The mixture is in here. Shook it up really well. Can you bring it a little closer, babe? So now just make sure to get this guy out of the way. Right? The little wire thing, of course. I'm gonna add some olive oil. I've tried it with the Miyoko brand as well. Butter, and it's really good with it. So add a little bit of olive oil. Make sure to coat the whole pan with it. And as I said in the video, I cannot stress it enough for you to make sure you have a real non-stick pan. I've tried ceramic before and they really work. This is a Teflon. So about medium, slow to medium heat, and you just pour the mixture into it. And then before it starts hardening, kind of tuck everything in so it looks nice and circular. And depending on how hot your fire is, keep checking. When you start seeing these little bubbles, you'll see it's almost like a pancake kind of consistency. So I'm gonna set my timer to 3 minutes. Sometimes I flip it, and sometimes it hardens enough on the top, and even if you don't flip it, that I can actually add the ingredients for the omelet and just fold it over. It looks prettier anyway. It's not going to taste raw or anything if you don't flip it. So I'm just going to do it like that. As it's cooking for the 3 minutes, maybe I can lower the fire a little bit, and you can check. You're going to learn as you go. I'm just going to add the ingredients to it. Can go crazy. Sometimes here at home we have some leftover vegetables from the night before. Just go crazy with it. It's the same thing, essentially the same thing you would be doing with an omelet. You know what I mean? It's probably hard. While you're doing the video, the timer actually went off. So you can just bring it closer here, babe, so they can see it. It has hardened enough that you can actually run your spatula underneath. You just gently fold it over. See, it gets almost that little crispy outside of it, like an omelet does. And then at this point, I myself would just let it rest for a little bit so the inside can cook. And you can just put a top on it and let it cook on the inside as well. I hope you guys get to try it. It is really, really good. It gets really soft on the inside, but kind of crispy on the outside. It is, we're just doing a little test right now, but I can already tell it's really, really good. Delicious. Come on over to the side and try our omelette. Thank you.